How am I taking it out of context? I'm just stating the facts. Leon Edwards' dad may have been someone that did some reprehensible things. I don't think, you know what? I don't think Conor would go after Khabib's dad. It's still a little bit far to make fun of someone for something that they couldn't control when they were a child, something that traumatized them, especially when it's something along the lines of being abused by a horrible parent. Like that in and of itself is fucked up. And it has to be called out by the same people, okay? By the same people that called out Colby Covington for going at Leon. We're not here to talk about what's worse. Now, it's the fight game, all right? So I'm not going to get up in arms and say, oh, they shouldn't be able to say that. It's trash talk. He's trying to win a fight. They're going to go in the cage and fight. So he's trying to get the mental edge. I don't agree with what he said. I wouldn't say it. That's that pipsqueak strength for you. I gotta knock some sense into these MMA fans, man. Fedor Emelianenko. Fedor Emelianenko. This ain't Peaches and Creamville. Peaches and Creamville. Peaches and Creamville. Thank you for the $2, Sir Logan. Do you think Colby feels bad, Leon dad off camera? Off camera? Yeah. I mean, I know that Colby understands that that's a piece of shit thing to say to Leon's dad, 100%. But he's standing with his statement. I saw one of the reporters yesterday ask him a question about that comment, and he said, listen, you know, why should I show remorse to this guy that did all these bad things and whatnot? But like, that's one thing. You can criticize the actions of someone, even if they've passed away, if they did some reprehensible things. I totally understand that. But you know, to critique Leon Edwards as if those are sins of his own is something that's a little bit messed up. You know what I mean? Like, that's not something that represents who Leon Edwards is as a person. And therefore, yeah, I'm sure Colby understands that. But then again, it's like, I'm sure he may not feel, listen, I'm sure Colby's not distraught over it. I'm sure he knows that there's something fucked up about it. But at the same time, he's okay to do that because it gives him an edge. That's it. So yeah, Colby is not like, you know, losing sleep over that. You're taking it out of context? What the fuck? How am I taking it out of context at all? I'm just stating the facts. Leon Edwards' dad may have been someone that did some reprehensible things for sure, but Colby Covington is trying to go at Leon Edwards and make him feel bad for what his dad was doing and all that. And like, at the end of the day, he knows that's kind of a shitty thing to do. Like, what, Leon had some control over that, you know? Still his dad. He still died. And there's a reason why Colby brought it up. It's because he knew it would strike a chord. And why would it strike a chord? Because it's a piece of shit thing to say. That being said, like, you know, we're not losing sleep over here. I'm just answering the guy's question. Man. Leon is going to have a let's talk now moment. I hope so. But if Colby whispers in his ear the same thing, bro, if Colby gets him down and whispers that in his ear, fuck, dude, that's going to be so insane to watch, dude. That's going to be such a humiliating thing. There's nothing more humiliating for Leon Edwards than that. And that in and of itself could make him gas out. Just the thought of that happening, the fear of Colby on live TV punking him like that, where he's not going to be able to say anything about it. Holy shit, bro. That would be insane. That'd be like Conor, bro. That'd be like, bro, imagine what Conor would be saying to Khabib if he was beating his ass. Let's say you like smashed Khabib's orbital bone early on and Khabib just couldn't fight the way he normally would. I don't think Conor would be saying anything that messed up, to be honest. Oh my God, though. Imagine the shit that Conor would say. Fuck. I don't think, you know what? I don't think Conor would go after Khabib's dad. Well, he did go after Khabib's dad, but if they had fought after 2020, after Khabib's dad had passed, I don't think Conor would have said something similar to Colby. I don't think that's in Conor. In Conor's personality. Do you think he would? Fuck, dude. If he would, I don't think the referee would be able to pull Khabib off. I think Khabib may have fucking held on to that. Thank you for the $2, Brady Thomas. If Leon flatlines Colby, how viral would it go? Oh my God, it'd go insanely viral. It'd go viral in so many different niches. All right. It'd go viral in so many different niches, communities. All right. When trash talk goes wrong, right? Yeah, the BLM one too. It'll go viral there as well. Instant karma. Oh yeah, of course they would. Of course they would, Alex. But I mean, that's natural, right? Nothing wrong with that. It's totally like, bro, it is what it is, man. Here Until Guru is live, but great job on the channel lately. Thoughts on how Strickland reacted last night? I like him, but he is being such a hypocrite. Dude, I understand that he was escalating it big time and he was trying to embarrass Dricus du Plessis, bringing up him and his coach. And I get it, man. I totally get it. But it's still a little bit far to make fun of someone for something that they couldn't control when they were a child, something that traumatized them, especially when it's something along the lines of being abused by a horrible parent. Like, that in and of itself is fucked up, and it has to be called out by the same people, okay? By the same people that called out Colby Covington for going at Leon. We're not here to talk about what's worse, okay? But my point is, they're very similar. Leon Edwards is not responsible for the shit that his dad was doing, and he's not responsible for, like, you shouldn't really make him feel about who his dad was, because again, that's not a reflection of who he is as a person. Same with Sean Strickland. Like, that's just not necessarily the best way to shit on someone. Now, it's the fight game, all right? So I'm not going to get up in arms and say, oh, they shouldn't be able to say that. There should be a rule. Like, dude, it's better that people can say what they want. I'm always for that too. But I'm just saying the people that called out Colby should also call out Dricus. But the fact that they were escalating, the fact that Strickland was really going hard at Dricus du Plessis too, it makes it a little bit more understandable, right? It didn't just come out of nowhere, but it still deserves to be called out if you called out Colby as well. That's all I'm saying. I like him, but he is being a hypocrite. Yeah, dude, Strickland shits on everyone. Or not really though. Not really though. But Strickland, it's okay to shit on the guy a little bit. Like, he's not some innocent saint. Also, there's this idea that Strickland is this really good guy, this saint, and Colby's this horrible, horrible person. I think people are getting a little bit too. I think that people are starting to think of Strickland in a way that isn't really reality. Like, Strickland still is not someone you want to really model your life off of. You know what I mean? He's like totally unhinged and he's crazy. And like he's a ticking time bomb, you know? Like, he's glorified a little bit too much. Yeah, that's the perfect way to put it. He's glorified a little bit too much. It's respectable. I respect Strickland because he speaks his mind 100%. And he's more genuine, which is good. But people act like Strickland these days is some saint and Colby some horrible, horrible man. I wouldn't say Strickland, or I wouldn't think of him as someone that's like, you know, a role model necessarily. There are a lot of redeeming qualities that he has. And in some ways, Strickland has a lot of heroic qualities. In some ways, he has a heroic quality about him because he had a horrible upbringing. And that's something that made him the person that he is today. That's made him unhinged. But he grew up to become a champion and he's trying to better himself. So there's that. And he has convictions, and I can respect that as well. Colby, guy that plays the character. Colby in other ways is very cheap as well, but you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I just don't like the fact that people are glazing Strickland like he's some guy to, again, glorify and someone with like great morals and whatnot, but whatever. Bro, just say you agree with Colby already. I don't agree with Colby. I think that what Colby said was fucked up. Just because I think that there shouldn't be repercussions for it. Like, you know, it's the UFC. That's one of the things that makes the UFC great. It's trash talk. He's trying to win a fight. They're going to go in the cage and fight. So he's trying to get the mental edge. I don't agree with what he said. I wouldn't say it. Thank you for the £5 fight milk. After those comments, DDP signed his death certificate. Sean Strickland is going to give the judges a meaningful, some meaningful points to score. Yeah, Strickland's going to 50-45 him now, right? I still don't think Strickland is that upset. I don't think he's that pissed off, man. Strickland can deal with someone talking about that, you know, talking about his dad. Maybe it pissed him off in the moment, but, you know, I think he was really playing it up for the cameras, guys. Yeah, he's not that upset. He's not that upset. Remember, in the middle of the press conference, he said, let's start talking some shit to each other. Like, you know, we respect each other. It's obvious. Let's talk some shit. He was upset, a little bit upset. But you guys are looking too into him, like looking at Dricus in the stare down and saying, fuck you. Dude, he's trying to sell a fight. He's the champion right now. He's trying to make the most of this. He's trying to sell the fight. He knows that him and Dricus could very well have a respectful buildup, okay? And that's not going to do anything. That's not going to get people that interested, all right? But you know what? I was a little bit surprised that Drickus brought that up, man. What happened to being like a respectful guy? What happened to calling Adesanya a clown? Remember, he called Adesanya a clown in the South African accent. Now you're out here talking about Sean Strickland and his childhood. The bigger man, right? The gentleman is going to sit there and accept Strickland bombarding him and say, like, you know what? We'll talk in the cage. We'll talk in the cage. I'm beyond all of this. Drickus is a Chad, I know, right? He is still a Chad. I still like Drickus Duplessis, but he's not the guy that he claimed to be back in the day in the Adesanya buildup. When Adesanya was, getting in his face, calling him the word, Drickus was acting like, he's too good for the trash talk. And I respected him because of that, man. I respected him because of that. I still like Drickus, but I look at him differently now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.